Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Coming up here is going to be our instant post-game reaction show after the Raiders' 30-29 loss against the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. One word for me is devastated. Another word for me is just dumbfounded. This is one of those games that was the ultimate roller coaster of a ride. You thought the Raiders were maybe going to be able to pull away with a win up 17-0. Defense couldn't get a stop to save their life, and then I get that the Chris Jones play against Derek Carr was bad. But after that play, these referees were so afraid to make a call against the Raiders that honestly, you add up all the bad calls that these refs made against the Raiders in that second half compared to that Chris Jones play, it's not even close. I'm going to tell you all right now, I hope the NFL investigates that game because the NFL refs totally cost the Raiders a win. Does Josh McDaniels deserve a lot of blame? Of course he does. You're up 17-0, you can't lose that. Originally, they're going him going for two. I don't mind the play call. I really don't. The issue is, though, the bigger issue that I have with Josh McDaniels, it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, the final plays of the game there. Run the ball with Josh, then spike it. I'd rather you have 3 plays compared to 2. McDaniels chokes. The ref sucked. What's your one-word reaction to this game right now? To me, it's devastated. I mean, I watched the Cardinals game. This game hurts me more than the Cardinals game. It really, truly does. My heart is broken. You're now 1-4 entering your bye week. I mean, McDaniels to me isn't a good head coach. I have said that from time and time again. But that's a game that the Raiders, to me, outplayed Kansas City. That's a game that you should have come away with a W. And instead, you come up empty-handed. And I always believe this, and I do believe this. Good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. And the Raiders have found ways to lose this season more than almost any other team in the NFL. So Chiefs get the win, 30-29. Derek Carr today, 19-30, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jacobs, 21 carries, 154 yards, and a touchdown. Davante Adams, 3 receptions, 124 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mahomes, 292, 4 touchdowns. McKinnon, 8 for 53. Travis Kelce, my God, 25 receiving yards, but 4 touchdowns. The red zone mentality, the red zone intelligence against Travis Kelce in this game is laughable. I don't put a lot of blame on Patrick Graham because honestly, I don't think the Raiders defense has played that bad this season. I don't know who the hell it was who was designing those plays in the red zone. That was a joke, man. Raiders stats versus the Chiefs. Total yards, 378. Passing, 223. Rushing, 155. 5-12 on 3rd down. Penalties, 11 for 99. You had a lot of penalties in this game. But again, the refs straight up just screwed the Raiders. So if you guys could, type F the refs in the comments. I hate being the F the refs guy. If you've watched this show for 3-4 years, you know that's not my mentality. That's how I feel in today's game. The refs, I've watched a lot of games, y'all. That's got to be one of the worst officiated games I have ever seen. The Malcolm Kuntz holding call on that field goal, that's as bad as it gets. If the NFL doesn't investigate this game, shame on you. Not a single NFL ref should get paid in this one. Chiefs stats. Total yards, 368. Passing, 265. Rushing, 103. Chiefs don't. 3rd down. I mean, they were 0 for 3 their first few times, and then they just couldn't be stopped from there on out. Penalties, 5 for 72. Here's my question, though, for everyone who's watching right now. Rate Josh McDaniels against the Chiefs tonight. Scale it, 0 to 100. You had a 0 to 17 lead, 17-0 lead, and you lost in this game. I mean, to me, Josh McDaniels has yet to show me that he can be a good head coach in the NFL. Were there some plays tonight that were great? Hell yeah. The Davante Adams on 4th and 1 early in the game, touchdown. It's a great play call. But when it came down to it, when it came down to the nitty-gritty, McDaniels choked. He did. I will sit up here until the day I die and say it's 3rd down and 1. How do you not run the ball with Jacobs there? Okay, Davante Adams drops the ball, which he did. He didn't bring it in. It's 4th and 1. Why not run the ball with Josh? He's been your best player all day. I don't understand how you don't run the ball with Jacobs. To me, it's piss poor coaching. McDaniels has no business being a head coach, and unfortunately, he's our head coach. The Raiders should have went a lot of different ways. My number 1 head coach or one of the Raiders to hire was Brian Daboll. You don't believe me? Go back and look at the video. Josh McDaniels sucks as the head coach. And until you fire him, you're just wasting your time. I'm Batman. Said last week was done watching the Raiders this year. I mean, if you're done watching the Raiders, then I'm going to respectfully say F you. Like, I'm never going to be done watching this team. I bleed silver and black, and if that's your mentality, shame on you. DJ FaZe, new segment, don't wear gear until we win. I'm going to wear Raiders gear, man. Like, I get how frustrated you are. I'm wearing Raiders gear. I'm wearing Raiders gear no matter what. So, let's go to Gavin. Josh needs to be fired. Unfortunately, Josh isn't going to be fired. I do think Davante Adams, though, is going to be fined. I just saw this at the end of the game. He was walking off the field. Some Chiefs guy walked in front of him. He was like a cameraman, and Davante shoved him down. Not a good look for Davante. Fire McDaniels, bye-bye rule. Again, I don't think the Raiders fire him. Who do we blame for this loss? Refs, number 1. Josh McDaniels, number 2. You have to. Patrick Graham, number 3. Raiders defense couldn't stop anything in the second half, but the biggest issue was the Raiders technically did get a stop. It's a 24-23 ball game. Missed field goal would have been 24-23. Raiders get the football back. A phantom holding call on Malcolm Kuntz. Like, again, I don't like be F the refs guy, but the refs totally changed that game. The Chris Jones play was terrible on Derek Carr, but then there's 5 or 6 plays against the Raiders there in the second half that I just can't even believe were called. Flow on the world. Chiefs fans cried so much even they got 3 makeup calls. I mean, they did. They got 3 makeup calls. No doubt about it. Next super chat coming in here, or we're going to go. All right, so again, y'all, we're doing a post-game reaction show here. Raiders lost 30-29. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please make sure you do so. We're trying to keep you guys up to date on everything going on around the silver and black. Hit that big old red button that says subscribe. But, I mean, when it really comes down to it in this game, the Raiders right now are 1-4. You got to be able to figure out a way to bounce back. Now, your next 6 games are all winnable, and they really, truly are. And you played really tough today. Hopefully those Kansas City refs, they don't show up in those other 4 games. But you know what? Your next 6 games are winnable. And if you don't believe me, go look at the Raiders' schedule. They really, truly are. Like, you got very winnable games in the Texans, the Saints, the Jags, the Colts, Broncos, Seahawks. Those are all winnable games. There is still a lot of season to be played. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a very, very frustrating game. No doubt about it. And it's really hard to have faith in this team right now when they have disappointed us the way that they have. But you know what? McDaniels, I don't think is going to go back anywhere. Unfortunately, I mean, I'm going to be very hot takey this week, which is kind of my job. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to give you guys an overreaction video. We're going to do our live show like we always do on Tuesdays. We'll get to some more super chats here in a second, but to be just very transparent with y'all, Jeremy had to go take a pee, so we're going to wait for him to come back here. We're going to keep on doing this post-game reaction show. A lot of people are saying, hey, you know, go out and get Sean Payton. Go out and get these other head coaches. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. You know, like the Raiders made a commitment to Josh McDaniels, and this is a game that, unfortunately, they fall to. They go down to 1-4. Chiefs fans, you're right. We already mentioned this one, but they did. They cried about that BS call. They got it, and they got calls the rest of the game. What up, Marcus? The refs were bad on both sides. This game is on McDaniels. A 2-point conversion attempt makes 0 sense in that situation. I don't mind it. And I said this before. The Chiefs' offense couldn't be stopped. I don't mind you being aggressive. I really don't. I don't mind you running the football with Josh Jacobs. That I don't mind. You just didn't convert. However, if you're going to run the football with Josh Jacobs on a 2-point conversion 2 yards out, explain to me then as a head coach, why don't you run the football with Josh Jacobs on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1? That one to me is going to be confusing. What up, Samantha? Heartbroken. It's a great one-word reaction. I'm heartbroken too. Alan, I believe as of now the NFL is rigged. See, I don't believe the NFL is rigged. So I get the NFL announcers, all that stuff, but no. The NFL is not rigged. If the NFL was rigged, the Cowboys would win the Super Bowl every year. Bad influence. What up? DC actually played good. Chandler Jones finally showed up. You're right. DC, I don't think played bad. Chandler Jones played a good game. McDaniels just couldn't get it done. Raider Torres, that holding call was flashcard incident all over again. There was a lot of bad calls tonight. I mean, let's just be real. When you have people like Charles Woodson, when you have national media members chiming in of how bad the officiating was in today's game, it's a shame because that was a tremendous game. But you know what? The only thing people are going to talk about is how bad the officiating was. Desi, say what you want. The Chiefs and everyone else cried and moaned over one play. The refs turned on the Raiders. Yep. Danielle, game not on Carr. We had it. Also, what was Renfro doing? Not really sure what you're talking about with the Renfro play. Oh, Renfro and Davante when they ran into each other. Again, I mean, I just don't understand on a 4th and 1 play why you're taking a shot deep. Like, maybe you might have the play, maybe you don't. Run the ball. Jay Rader, Mitch, I'm so heartbroken by the loss. It's going to bring me to tears. I'm just so angry. I wish I had an NFL ref in front of me. I wish I had all three of those guys in front of me right now. That's how I feel. Not a fighter, I'm a lover. I'd fight all three of those guys right now, though. Mystic, well, it's a good game still. It's the Chiefs. Can we really be mad? Yes, because you're 1-4. Did anybody here from Raider Nation think that this team was going to be 1-4? You didn't. You're 1-4. That's why you should be mad. Sweet Jays, critical penalties hurt us tonight. Several were self-inflicted. The Kuntz penalty is unforgivable. The Kuntz penalty has got to be. The Kuntz penalty is worse than the Chandler Jones or the Malcolm Kuntz penalty is worse than the Chris Jones penalty. And I'll sit on my grave until I die, and I'll say that, no doubt. Game Boy, words cannot describe my disappointment. Big facts, man. Big freaking facts. We're going to keep on rolling through our post-game reaction show here. How about this? I want you to grade Derek Carr's performance tonight against Kansas City. I want to know, what are you guys thinking? How did DC do tonight? I know people are going to ask me. I don't think Carr played bad whatsoever. I'm going to give him a B grade personally. I thought he put his team in a position to win. He did. He put his team in a position to win all night. The Davante Adams drop ball, it's what it was at the end of the day. Davante dropped the ball there at the end of the game. He catches that. It's the 39. You're at the 39. You at least give Carlson a shot, and I think Carlson's going to knock through that field goal. So very, very frustrating. I want you to grade Derek Carr. You don't have to go to that next one. Grade Derek Carr against the Chiefs, A, B, C, D, or F. We're going to keep on rolling through some super chats here on the Raiders Report. John Bell carrying WTF, only 21 carries for Josh when he's averaging 7+. I mean, the only way I'm going to be upset is the carries that he didn't get near the end of the game. Again, guys, Josh is not a good head coach. He's never going to prove to me that he's a good head coach. If he does, I'll eat my words, but until I see it, at this point, I don't think Josh McDaniels is ever going to be a good head coach. Next super chat coming in here is going to be from John Rodriguez, Drew, FKC, F the refs, fire McDaniels. That's the route you guys want to go. It is what it is. OG. All right, Mitch, I'm disappointed, man, but our next 6 weeks look like they should be wins. Our next 6 weeks are very winnable. Even if you go 5-1, you're back to 500. The AFC is still wide open. You can't give up hope yet. I know it sounds crazy, but I already said the schedule. If you don't believe, go look at the schedule. Alex Sandoval. Raiders need to hire someone who can call the plays. I don't think the play calling was bad tonight, y'all. I really don't. The offense for Kansas City was on the field so much that the Raiders' offense played well. When they were on the field, they executed their plays. They really, really, truly did. They executed their plays. So I'm not really going to put it on the Raiders' offense. I'm not. Gregory, fire Josh McDaniels. I get it. Y'all are frustrated. I'm frustrated too. Bad influence. What up, bro? Not at all bad. If we played this way all season, we're 1-4. I mean, the Raiders are 1-4. That's the way you got to look at it. Man. Renfro really fumbled versus Arizona and ran into Adams. I don't know. I want to see that play again. I don't know if it was on Renfro. I don't know if it was on Davante Adams. Either way, though, not a great play. Timo, excuse me. Mitch, I feel like the refs wanted to make us up for that bad call. Couldn't agree more. Garrett Edwards, I really thought the Raiders were going to go 1-4 before the game, but I still watched. I mean, you had to watch. The Raiders should have won that game. They outplayed Kansas City. They did. I'm not afraid to say it. They outplayed Kansas City. However, good teams find a way to win. Bad teams find a way to lose. Bad influence, 4-1. My bad. You're all good, bro. Raiders, they've lost a lot of one-score games. Jesse, Adams mad. Will he request a trade if it's possible? I mean, I don't know. That's up to him. I hope he doesn't. But if he does, I think it's a shame on him. If you're going to quit on your team that quick, shame on you. Jeff Stanley, love how we paid Waller to sit on the sidelines every game. He hurt his hamstring injury. John, run the ball, F the refs. I agree, John. Kenna James, thank you for supporting the show. And then Jack. All right, y'all. That's going to wrap up today's mailbag. We're going to keep this live show going. If you could push out that when you get a chance. I got to pee, though. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to pee my pants. I'm just being real with y'all. So, remember, hit that subscribe button. Turn on those notifications. Coming up tomorrow here on the Raiders Report is going to be an Overreaction Tuesday video. It's going to be hot and spicy. Jeremy and I, we're going to be live tomorrow on Tuesday as well. So hit that big old red button that says subscribe. Turn on those notifications. That way you never miss a video here on the Raiders Report. We're going to stay live. We're going to keep this show rolling. We're going to keep on answering super chats. And we're going to keep this thing going and keep on the vent sesh. But I got to head out because I got to pee.